Reptilia, the general characters and classification, the important points which are likely to appear in the MSET, AAPMT, JIPMAR, AFMC. I will try to put before you. Now the labyrinthodontian amphibians gave rise to reptiles during Carboniferous period. During Carboniferous period, Mesozoic is the golden age of Reptilia. Mesozoic is the golden age of Reptilia. Simuria is the missing link between amphibia and Reptilia. Simuria belongs to Catlosaria and is a missing link between amphibia and Reptilia. The study of reptiles is called herpetology. The study of lizards is called saurology. The study of snakes is called ophidiology or serpentology. Reptiles are the first formed successful land vertebrates. Successful land vertebrates. They are the first formed successful land vertebrates and they happen to be the first formed amniotes with metanephric kidney, with the pentadactyl clawed digits. Pentadactyl clawed limbs are present for the first time in Reptilia. However, limbs are absent in certain limbless lizards and snakes. They are poikilotherms. The entire body is covered by chitinized exoskeleton, which is a derivative of epidermis, and in some of them the dermal bony plates called osteoderms or osteoscutes are present. The dermal bony plates called osteoderms or osteoscutes are present below the epidermal scales. Skin glands are absent in Reptilia to conserve water, but however in lizards femoral glands are present in the thigh region. They help in clasping the female. Otherwise, skin glands are absent to conserve water. Endoskeleton, if you look into the modifications now, skull is monocondylic. Skull is monocondylic and it is characterized by the presence of temporal fossae. Lower jaw is made up of nearly 6 bones. Vertebrae are largely procellus, barring exceptions. By and large, in most of the reptiles, the vertebrae are procellus. The ribs are single-headed. However, double-headed ribs are present in crocodiles. Double-headed ribs are present in crocodiles. If the vertebral part of the rib, this you can assume it as a vertebral part of the rib, and this is the sternal part of the rib. The vertebral part of the rib is provided with two projections like this, where you can name them. One is called tuberculum, the other one is called capitulum. So if a rib has both tuberculum and capitulum, it is called double-headed or bicephalous. It is a characteristic feature of birds and mammals now. Whereas in reptiles, most of the reptiles, ribs are single-headed, where tuberculum is absent. Tuberculum is absent. So ribs are single-headed and double-headed ribs are present in crocodiles. Then sacral vertebrae are two in number. Sacral vertebrae are two in number. T-shaped interclavicle. Presence of T-shaped interclavicle is one of the unique characters of reptiles. Presence of T-shaped interclavicle is one of the unique characters of reptiles. So presence of T-shaped interclavicle is one of the unique characters of reptiles in the endoskeleton. The digestive system, if you notice the modifications now, teeth are polyphyodont, homodont and pleurodont. Some of them acrodont type of teeth are present, while in crocodiles they are thecodont. In all other reptiles now they are polyphyodont, homodont, acrodont or pleurodont, but crocodiles thecodont type of teeth are present. Tongue is eversible in most of the reptiles. Non-eversible tongue is present in Chelonia and Crocodilia. Teeth are present on both the jaws in reptiles and now they prevent escape of the prey from buccal cavity. In lizards, cloaca is divisible into coprodium, urodium and proctodium. The cloaca shows cup organization in lizards now. Presence of cup is one of the unique characteristics of birds now, but that character is reflected even in lizards among Reptilia. In some of the reptiles, the jaws are edentulous, that is without teeth. Like for instance, you take Chelonia, the jaws are edentulous without any teeth here now. Now the respiration in Reptilia, if you take in all reptiles now, the respiratory organs are lungs, gills are entirely absent. The voice box in Reptilia is larynx. Then if you look into the modifications of the blood vascular system, in reptiles, heart is with two auricles and partially divided ventricle, but however in crocodiles it is four-chambered. The RBCs are biconvex, nucleated and oval, and in Reptilia both RPS and HPS are present. And some of the reptiles, ductus botali is present, connecting the pulmonary and systemic blood vessels. Then if you look into the nervous system, brain is covered by two meningeal layers, outer dura mater, inner pia arachnoid layer. Reptiles, for the first time you find 12 pairs of cranial nerves except snakes. Snakes still have only 10 pairs of cranial nerves. The eyes are with movable eyelids, but however in snakes the eyelids are fused with the bones of the orbital fossa. Eyes are covered by a transparent nictitating membrane or a transparent cuticle. Then the external ear, that is tympanum, is naked in reptiles like frogs now. Even in reptiles now tympanum is naked, and middle ear encloses a single bony-like structure, cylindrical bony-like structure called columella aureus, which is a modification of hyomandibular. So MSET point of view, you should remember the columella aureus is a modified hyomandibular bone that lies in the middle ear, helps in transmitting sound vibrations from tympanum to internal ear. Then eye glands are present in them. They have Harderian gland, then lacrimal gland here now. Lacrimal glands and Harderian glands, both of them, okay, keep the eyeball moist and lubricate the eyelids here now. Then kidneys are metanephric. All reptiles are uricotelic to conserve water. Urinary bladder is absent in snakes and crocodiles to reduce the body weight. Then in reptiles now, the sexes are separate. The Wolffian duct has modified into vas deferens. The vas deferens in males is a modified Wolffian duct or opistonephric duct, and in females, the oviduct is a modified Mullerian duct. Eggs are megalithical. Cleavage is discoidal meroblastic. Eggs are megalithical. Cleavage is discoidal meroblastic, And the first time you find clidoic eggs in Reptilia, that is, eggs are shelled and amniotic. Eggs are provided with the fetal membranes like amnion, chorion, allantois and yolk sac. All the 4 fetal membranes are there around the developing embryo inside the egg. Amnion, which helps in protecting the embryo from external shocks. Allantois, which helps in storing the nitrogenous waste of the growing embryo, and chorion helps in exchange of gases. Yolk sac nourishes the developing zygote. Okay, so fetal membranes are noticed for the first time in Reptilia. Then copulatory organ is present in all of them except Sphenodon. The only reptile without copulatory organ is Sphenodon. The copulatory organ is single in most of the reptiles with Corpora cavernosa as an erectile tissue, but in lizards and snakes, bifid penis called hemipenis is present and it is without Corpora cavernosa. Now we shall talk about the entire classification of Reptilia. The entire classification is based on the position of temporal fossa. Now you have a Synapsida. The skull is divided into different types on the basis of position of temporal vacuity. The first one, you have Synapsidan skull, where temporal vacuity is absent. Temporal vacuity is absent. So you find the skull like this. This is orbital fossa, orbit, and these are the bones. You can name them. This is squamosal and this is postorbital. This is quadratojugal and this is jugal. This is postfrontal and this is supraorbital. Postfrontal, this is postfrontal and this is supratemporal. So like that, there is no temporal vacuity in this. Only orbital fossa is present to enlarge the eyeball. Bones are postorbital, squamosal, quadratojugal, jugal, postfrontal and supratemporal. Temporal vacuity is absent. Now this is Synapsida includes 2 orders. It includes 2 orders. Order Cartilosauria and order Chelonia. Order Cartilosauria and order Chelonia. Cartilosaurians are extinct. Example for this is Simuria. Chelonians are extant. It includes turtles, tortoises and terrapins. So Synapsida is divided into, they are all subclasses here now. So the subclass Synapsida is divided into Cartilosauria and Chelonia. Cartilosaurians are extinct order. Chelonia is extant order. Chelonia includes turtles, tortoise and terrapins. But Cartlosaria, example is Simuria, that happens to be the missing link between amphibia and reptilia. So in them, Synapsody skull is present where temporal vacuity is absent. Then next you have Synapsody skull. In Synapsody skull, you find the bones like this here now. This is post-orbital. This is squamosal. This is quadratojugal, and this is jugal, and this is infra-TV. So the TV, if it lies below post-orbital and squamosal, it is referred to as infratemporal vacuity. So all synapsidans have infratemporal vacuity, where the temporal vacuity lies below post-orbital and squamosal bones. And Synapsida includes all extinct reptiles. It includes extinct reptiles. Then the third subclass is Parapsida. In Parapsida, supratemporal vacuity is present. Supratemporal vacuity is present. So the temporal vacuity lies above postorbital and squamosal. Temporal vacuity lies above postorbital and squamosal. Since it is above postorbital and squamosal, it is called supra-TV. I will draw another diagram and show you otherwise. Now Parapsida, supratemporal vacuity is present. So you have bones like this. This is supra-TV. But supra-TV, instead of lying directly above postorbital squamosal, it lies above postfrontal supratemporal post-orbital, squamosal, quadratojugal and jugal. So this TV here lies above supratemporal and postfrontal, unlike all the other skulls. In Anapsida, Synapsida, Diopsida and all of them here now, it lies directly above postorbital and squamosal, whereas in this, it lies above supratemporal, postfrontal, postorbital and squamosal bones. So the type of TV present in this is supra-TV, but however slightly differs from other skulls here now, as it is present, as the TV is present above postfrontal and supratemporal. Even Parapsida also includes all the extinct reptiles. You got another skull, Eriopsidan skull also, supra-TV is present. But in this, the TV, supra-TV, lies directly above postorbital and squamosal. Here you have quadratojugal, jugal. So in this, unlike Parapsidan skull, in Eriopsida, TV lies just above postorbital and squamosal, whereas in case of Parapsida, between TV and So postorbital and squamosal, those two bones intervene themselves, they are postfrontal and supratemporal. Okay, this is Eriapsidan skull. Eriapsida also includes extinct reptiles. Next we have Diopsidan skull. All the modern reptiles, all the living reptiles have Diopsidan skull except chelonians. In Diopsida, both supra and infra TV are present. Both supra TV and infra TV are present. That's why it is known as Diopside skull, because temporal vacuities are also called abscess. Now look at this skull here now. This is orbital fossa and this is the TV. This is another TV. Like this you find here now. The TV, this TV is known as supra TV and this is known as infra TV and this is orbital fossa that lodges the eyeball. Supra TV it is called because it lies above postorbital and squamosal. This is known as infra TV because it lies below postorbital and squamosal. Here you have quadratojugal and jugal bones. The two TVs are there. One lies above postorbital and squamosal. The other one is below postorbital and squamosal. The one which is there above the postorbital squamosal arcade is called supra TV. The one which is there below postorbital squamosal arcade is called infra TV. Due to presence of both the TVs, it is known as Diopsidan skull. Now the subclass Diopsida is divided into two superorders. Superorder Lepidosauria, superorder Archosauria. Both of them have Diopsid skull. Now Archosauria is divided into order Crocodilia, order Ornithischia, order Sarischia. The ornithischians are herbivore dinosaurs. They gave rise to birds. Ornithischians are herbivore dinosaurs. They gave rise to birds. Sarischans are carnivore dinosaurs. It includes carnivore dinosaurs. Now Lepidosauria is divided into two orders. Order Rhynchocephalia and order Squamata. Rhynchocephalia includes the living fossil, that is Phenodon. Squamata is divided into two suborders. Suborder Lacertilia, suborder Ophidia. So that is the entire classification of most of the reptiles now. Diopsid skull, both the TVs are there, supra TV and infra TV. Now they are divided into two superorders now, Lepidosauria and Archosauria. Lepidosauria is divided into two orders, order Rhynchocephalia, order Squamata. Order Squamata is divided into Lacertilia and Ophidia, which are suborders. Lacertilia includes lizards, whereas Ophidia includes snakes. Then in Archosauria, there are three orders now, order Crocodilia, order Ornithischia, order Sarischia. Crocodilia, you'll be learning about them in detail later on here now. Includes alligators, crocodiles, gharials, caimans and all that. Ornithischians are herbivore dinosaurs. They gave rise to birds in Jurassic period. Saurischians are the carnivore dinosaurs which became extinct by Cretaceous, by the end of Cretaceous. So this is the classification of most of the reptiles,